Hello and welcome to Swan Lake Lifestyle. My name is Olivia and today I'm taking you on a magical 5-day journey through Kyoto. We'll be exploring the cutest and absolutely most delicious cafes, soaking in some truly beautiful scenery, and visiting little seaside towns, including one that feels like stepping into a Studio Ghibli film. All the locations and cafes will be listed in the description box below in case you would like to add them to your Kyoto itinerary. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. For day one, we arrived at the Royal Park Hotel in Kyoto. My boyfriend and I had previously stayed at the Royal Park in Ginza in Tokyo, and we loved it. And we also loved this Kyoto location. It was clean, the service was great, and it was in the perfect spot, just a short walk from the historic Gion district. So after settling in, we walked around Gion a little bit and took in the sights and the historic buildings. And we also came across a really adorable cafe that was famous for these really intricately made matcha parfaits. Here's a quick look at the storefront. Even just the food models looked delicious, so we had to grab a bite. And trust me, the parfait did not disappoint. It was beautiful and also oh so tasty. So this cafe was called the Saryo Tsujiri and will be linked below. Afterwards, we explored the Yasaka shrine and some nearby temples. We also had some food from the local vendors at the temples, and then we went to Kennin-ji, which is a local temple that does have a small entrance fee, but it was so worth it. The connection between the architecture and the natural surroundings was stunning, and also they had this absolutely amazing twin dragon ceiling in one of the temples that was truly breathtaking. I'll give you a few seconds just to admire this artwork. It was just absolutely astounding to look at and experience. We then started day 2 with a peaceful morning, practicing Zazen meditation with some monks and experiencing a traditional tea ceremony. It was so grounding, and the temple had such a calming and positive energy, and even just like the artwork and the architecture and how everything was located and placed seemed so thoughtful in the temple. It was just a really positive experience, and I would definitely go back and do it again. And the tea and sweets they gave us were so delicious. Afterwards, we visited a historic cafe that's actually been around for over 1,000 years. It's called Ichimonjio Wasuke, and the special recipe they've been serving for over a millennium is called aburi mochi. The energy there was really special. The tea, it was earthy and calming. And the aburi mochi tasted kind of like a bit of a less sweet version of a marshmallow, but with a touch of soy sauce. It was such a unique flavor, and it felt really meaningful eating something that's been enjoyed for over 1,000 years. And it was just really a special moment, and I'm glad we got to go to this very unique cafe. Later that afternoon, we stopped by the Gion Coffee Nanafuku for a quick matcha latte, and it's actually super close to the Yasaka shrine where we just were the day before. And then afterwards, we took a few steps away to the Okini Kimono Rental. Now, there are plenty of places to rent kimonos from, but I chose them because they had a lot of styles for women and also tall sizes for men. I love that they let you pick out your outfit, and also they have different options where, for example, the staff can do your hair, which I got mine done, and they also helped me get dressed into the kimono. And they even gave us some warm thermals to wear underneath because it was kind of a chilly spring day, and I absolutely loved the outfit that I had. And then also we went ahead and did a special photo shoot experience. It was just such a fun and cute date with me and my boyfriend to take pictures together, and I absolutely loved the results. I printed out a few of the pictures and have them framed at home, and it was just such a great, fun, dreamy memory together. Now on to day 3, which is absolutely jam-packed. We started at the Kyoto Avanti, where we were joined by the Limon guided tour bus. So if you're visiting Kyoto and you want to hit a lot of major sites without the stress of logistics, I highly recommend doing some sort of a guided tour. It just took so much of the stress away from having to plan transportation and try to figure out, where to go. So it was definitely something that saved us time and energy and headaches. And I loved all the little hand-drawn maps that they gave us. It was just such a cute touch. Anyway, our first stop was at the Sagano Romantic Train, which took us on a gorgeous ride through the Arashiyama bamboo forest. The train was so cute and definitely felt very romantic. It was just kind of like a vintage feel to it, and it was open air too, so we could feel all the breezes from the mountain and see all the sights. It was just absolutely stunning. I highly recommend going on this train. Our train arrived at the Arashiyama bamboo forest, where we were greeted by plenty of tanuki, and our tour guide explained where to go and different recommendations. So from there, we got to walk around the bamboo forest, and the bamboo was so tall and peaceful. It really felt like we were stepping into another world. We had some free time on the tour, and we were able to explore the forest and really truly take in the sights and the feelings of being up on this lovely mountaintop. So as we walked around, we visited a few local shrines. I loved the moss covered ground. It was so beautiful and unique. And also we got to see plenty of other shrines and fox statues. And we even found a local artisan who was so friendly and had so many beautiful art prints for sale. I bought one for myself and some souvenirs for family members, and it felt like something truly special. Explored the town of Arashiyama next, and we checked out the Snoopy chocolate shop as well as the Rilakuma goods shop. And then we also grabbed some delicious pies from Ponte Luna and some extra delicious apple juice that they had there made from 3 different types of apples. After we traveled to the edge of the town and hiked up a little bit of the mountain to the Arashiyama Monkey Park. For a small fee, you can see so many monkeys, and let me tell you, they were a lot, and they were up to some really funny monkey antics, and you can actually even feed them if you want. They have an observation tower where you can buy food and give the monkeys little snacks, which is super cute. And afterwards, we visited Kiyomizo-dera and then headed to the Fushimi Inari Shrine, which is famous for its 10,000 torii gates. So just a heads up that the full trail for Fushimi Inari is really intense. It's 2 to 3 hours of climbing up stairs, and there's about 24,000 steps involved. But I'll have to admit it was definitely worth it. Even if you can't make the climb, the surrounding area has so many beautiful shrines and statues and vendors. But here's a quick look at the start of the climb to the top of Fushimi Inari. I just couldn't get over how many torii gates there were, and they were so big. But they also had little ones along the trail too. So just a quick FYI that if you do end up walking up the entire mountain, it gets less crowded towards the top because of course less people are up there. So it's great for pictures. But if you can't climb to the top, don't worry, I did it so you can take a look at kind of what's along the trail. So here's a quick look at the mountain hike. First of all, I just have to say that I love this illustration and how the fox was like a cloud spirit. And look at this beautiful fox shrine that they have here. They actually have plenty of different statues and other figures that are honoring the foxes. For example, look at this beautiful fox fountain that we came across. But yes, as you can see here, we're almost to the top and there's no one else around. So again, if you do get to make the climb by yourself, definitely take pictures towards the top. It was also cool to see all the different businesses and how people kind of like make their way of living closer to the top of the mountain. And as you can see here, we are so close to the top. You'll actually see a sign in a second where it says top. And trust me, after about 12,000 steps of like going on the Stairmaster basically up this mountain, I was so psyched to get to the top. But also I'll have to say that the scenery and everything around it on the journey up there was really enjoyable. It wasn't just like straight trees. There were all these amazing torii gates and statues. But anyway, as you can see, we are finally at the top of the mountain, which had a bunch of beautiful stone structures, including a really magnificent stone torii gate, which this was the only stone torii gate that I saw. Everything else was the classic red. Then at the very top, there were these roped stones, which a guide told me that if there's a rope around an object, that means that there's like a god or a goddess sealed inside, which is really special. And all these cute little torii gates that were also stored on top. And as my boyfriend put it here, it's really cool. So anyway, on our way back down from the mountain, we saw a cute little cat friend. And he was walking about being oh so adorable. And then we came across some beautiful hidden cherry blossom trees, which of course we took some time to enjoy. And then we walked down the rest of the mountain and onto my favorite place that I ate during my entire 2-week stay in Japan. It's called Kyoto Ramen Yukichi Hanpo. And please, if you're in Kyoto, do yourself a favor and go here and get the premium set. You will not regret it. It was hands down my favorite meal of the entire 2-week trip to Japan. Everything, the flavors, the quality, the service, oh my goodness, it was so delicious. I enjoyed my meal so much that I didn't even get a video of it. I just chowed down. It was so, so good. So please go there if you get a chance. And finally, we wrapped up day 3 with the Njo Castle illuminations at night experience. The lights, the music, and the castle gardens created such a magical end to the day. Now this, I believe, it only takes place during the cherry blossom season, but they may have other light shows throughout the year. But yes, as you can see here, they had beautiful illuminations throughout the castle grounds. Now when we went, this was in early spring, so it was rather cold, especially because it was at night. So if you end up going in early spring, I highly recommend that you bring a raincoat because it definitely can get rainy, and also some extra layers to keep yourself warm. Day 4 started with the breakfast buffet at the hotel, which was very delicious, and I loved how I could get whatever little food or snack items that I wanted from the buffet. And then we went ahead and went over to the Sanjo Menangai Mall. And there's this iconic crab statue there that moves around, and the mall had so many different shops, and it was so busy. So many people were shopping. We enjoyed some really tasty sushi, and then afterwards we booked a samurai and ninja educational tour, which was inside of the mall. It was really fun and informative, and they also let us throw ninja stars and dress up like samurai afterwards, which was really memorable. And then afterwards, we grabbed some coffee and returned to Arashiyama. Yes, we went there again. The reason being that there was still food we hadn't tried yet, and we really wanted to take in the scenery a little bit more because that day 3 was so jam-packed. We just wanted to make sure that we got to fully enjoy everything. We enjoyed a set meal at Saga Tofu Ine North Branch, which was served inside of a bamboo container. It was so unique and delicious. Then we visited the Kimono Cafe, famous on Instagram for their Dreamy sweets, and yes, they taste just as good as they look. I highly recommend it. Next, we took a bus to Amanohashidate, which is a seaside town famous for its dragon-shaped sandbar said to bring good luck. And actually, according to legend, the land bridge was created to connect a god and a goddess who loved each other. And I can certainly see why, because there is just such a beautiful energy in the air, and the views everywhere were spectacular. I'm going to add some of the guide maps here so that you can take a look for yourself for reference. But anyway, we stayed at the Mercure Hotel, which had even more stunning views. Now, just a quick note that if you do decide to go here, transportation is a bit limited, so I recommend that you plan accordingly and maybe stay for 1 to 2 days here, just to avoid the transportation fees from adding up. But even the taxi ride from the hotel to the main town was just stunning and something like I'd never seen before. Amanohashidate was such a gem, and I loved the little attractions they had there. So here's a quick shot of me and my boyfriend going up the chairlift to Viewland. Even though this wasn't part of the park technically, I actually love this chairlift so much, and there's a great shot of the dragon-shaped sandbar. Anyway, Viewland was so cute, and I loved how it really had a great view of the scenic sights, and it wasn't like a big scary amusement park with a ton of chaotic rides. It was really a great attraction spot for all ages, and the views, I mean, they definitely speak for themselves, and they had plenty of little low effort rides like a Ferris wheel and a little biking ride where you could see the views from different angles. It was so beautiful. And here we are again on the chairlift back down with again another view of that iconic dragon-shaped sandbar. So after leaving Viewland, we explored the town a little bit. There were plenty of adorable shops and delicious cafes. And then we also walked around and ended up taking a boat ride to the other side of Amanohashidate. There were plenty of seagulls, and the water itself was just such a beautiful, vibrant blue-green color. And the boat ride was only about 7 minutes long, but it was so enjoyable. And then we ended up having a nice snack at a local shop nearby, and then exploring some more shrines, and just really taking in the views of this beautiful place. At this other vantage point, there was actually snow and plenty of other views from the other side of the dragon-shaped sandbar. And they also had a really cute gift shop where I got a souvenir t-shirt. But yes, I just want to let you enjoy the views for a second because it was just so breathtaking and something that I will never forget. So our final day took us to Inari, which is a charming fishing town straight out of a Studio Ghibli movie. The bus ride from Amanohashidate alone was worth the trip. There were so many gorgeous ocean views, and I loved how there were just mountains and water and so much beautiful nature. We could hear the call of seagulls and falcons. It was just something like I've never experienced before, and I really was so excited to share with you all. I mean, just take a look at these views for a second. The little town is so adorable, and the mountains and the water, I just couldn't get over how beautiful it was. Anyway, we ended up embarking on a boat tour, which was also famous for seagull and falcon feeding, and the views were absolutely unreal. I know I keep talking about the views on this trip, but in Inari, oh my goodness, I've never seen anything like this before. Like the mountains close to us, the water, mountains in the distance. It just felt like something out of a beautiful painting, and the water was just so clear. And if you like birds, then you'll definitely like this boat tour. And of course, if you don't, then you probably want to stay clear or go into the inside of the boat. And again, I just want to leave you with some of these beautiful views to take in. I mean, again, I've never seen anything like this before. It was truly breathtaking and so unreal. After our boat docked, we went ahead and strolled through the quiet town. The buildings themselves were so historic and beautiful, and the town itself just felt so quiet and peaceful. It just had such a great energy to be around. And eventually we found ourselves at the iconic Ine Cafe. The food was both so cute and also so delicious, and it was accompanied by absolutely gorgeous seaside scenery. And that wraps up our 5-day Kyoto adventure. I hope you enjoyed coming along, and let me know in the comments what part of Kyoto you would like to visit most, or if you've already been, what was your favorite part? Also, if you like this vlog, you might enjoy my Tokyo vlog where we visit Sanrio Pearl Land, more cute cafes, dress up as fun characters to drive around Tokyo and go-karts, and even catch a glimpse of Mount Fuji. You can check that video out above or in the description box below. By the way, my name is Olivia, and on this channel I share travel vlogs, lifestyle content, ballet tutorials, and thoughtful commentary. If this sounds like your vibe, I'd love for you to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Thanks so much for tuning in, and see you in the next one. Take care!